Forgot you gotta go. You gotta do a double click, like a double live in StreamYard, live in Crowdcast. So I gotta wait for Crowdcast, and then it'll chime in. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we're good. We're on the air now, and
Nice.
I think it's gonna do like this last pop up and ask me, if there's anybody you want to bring in, and okay, but it might not. All right, hey guys, how's it going? Listen, this is session number 3. I don't want to call them episodes because I'm thinking of something interesting. Well, I want to call you Brian. So, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So, so welcome everybody. This is session 3 of Sketch a Strategy. I'm here with my great friend Theodore, also affectionately known as Brian Brown. That's because the Theodore B. Brown, right? So
Yeah,
we're just here today. We're going to talk about value proposition design. Okay, so but before we do that, Brian is going to tell us. I guess I gotta keep calling you Theodore, huh? You're like, who's Brian? Is it going? Like, who is that?
happens all the time.
All the time, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna just tell us about what you're currently doing, and we're gonna talk about just 2 things. I'm trying to dial in. I realized that usually with the strategy sessions, we have to talk long enough to dig in, but at the same
Yeah.
time, most people aren't probably gonna, wait around unless we have timestamps and stuff like that. So I want to find a sweet, sweet spot. But but that's okay. We'll get there. So so we're gonna talk about just, who you are, what you're doing right now. And I think the biggest discussion before we dive into strategy, and that's just gonna be inspirational, right? It's just gonna happen when it happens, is this balance between being the creative and being the business person.
Okay.
Sometimes it can be tension, but I think that there's room to be creative in business, right? But that's a whole nother topic. So yeah, Theodore, tell us a little bit about you. And I'm just going to be switching between Theodore and Brian. Just going to let you know that right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So it's all yours.
All right, cool. So I have transitioned my business. I've been a digital marketer for a few years. Let's actually say several years. I've been doing marketing since about 2006, and I made that switch into more of a digital marketing right about 2010 is when I made more of a digital switch. Because before it was flyers, posters, billboards, things like that. Just because of the industry that I'm coming from, which is real estate marketing, more on the commercial side, commercial real estate, I should say. And now I have a couple of guys I'm working with, and we've been doing a lot more video. In fact, video takes up, I would say, roughly about 80% of what we do.
Okay.
We do social media campaigns, social media marketing campaigns, little brand strategy. Is not as much brand strategy as it is more so brand promotion, let's call it.
Okay.
But yeah, we do a little bit of brand strategy, but everything that we do lives online.
Okay.
We have we've only done, I want to say, one thing in the past. It's been 3 years now. In the past 3 years, we're going into 3 years. That was not all online. But that's where we kind of live online with almost all of our services, and that's video, social media, marketing, and branding. And actually, let's just stick with those 2 things, because we do a little website design, but that's not where our passion is.
Okay. So talk about that. Yeah, talk about that. The passion between, or the difference between your passion and what you got to do to pay the bills. Now, you did go on an autofocus. Right now, it just made you out of focus just now in the autofocus. So I don't know if it's still no, it's
nope.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're good.
All right. Yeah.
Very good.
That was
so
weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that, what how do you balance between what the because it really is going to boil down to the mission,
Yeah.
the vision of what the company is,
Hmm.
and then also what you just got to do sometimes. You got to put food on the table as
Yeah.
as a creative business person. Creative business person. How does
Mm.
that how do you balance that?
Well, okay. So it can get muddy. It
Okay.
really, really can get muddy.
Mm,
Just like you said, sometimes you just got to put food on the table.
mhm.
And a lot of those customers, because those actually end up
Mhm.
being customers, not so much clients.
Okay.
So a lot of those are one-off things that end
Mm,
up being those, we got to pay bills.
yeah.
Um, though that's more of someone that's coming, yeah, I need a website done, and we try to push them into
Mm,
more of a campaign or a marketing
okay.
campaign or
Right.
a some type of business branding strategy that we try to push them into.
Mhm.
But those one-offs, those are normally, yeah, let's bring in some cash
Yeah.
to pay for whatever, even if it's only to pay for our
Mhm.
server
Mhm.
fees.
Okay.
Um, but that's where, and I said that's where it gets muddy. That's not where it gets muddy. I
Okay.
wouldn't say muddy. Um, that's where it moves from passion to more of a just something that we have to do. I mean, we still put
Okay.
the same amount of effort, we
Yeah.
still put the same amount
Yeah.
of effort into those projects.
Mhm.
But it's those campaigns that we search for.
Yeah.
Those video
Yeah.
projects that we search for are the ones that
Mm,
we're really going to be able to make a huge change in a company's uh, how people see that company and
yeah.
how many leads this company is able to get, the amount of engagement they get, versus somebody wants updates to their website or something
Yeah.
like that. So we try to steer clear from those as much as possible. But yeah, sometimes we gotta, bills still have to be paid in all of this.
Okay. All right. So what I'm doing right now, Brian, is I'm going to go ahead and share this on LinkedIn. I'm not on LinkedIn Live yet, so we're going to go ahead
Okay.
and just post this, share this. Let's see here. So I'm going to put here I'm live now with Theo B. Brown as we discuss his. Would you call it a studio? Because a lot of people, consider, especially if they're in digital media and creative, they don't call it an agency, and they might, but some call it a studio. What do you call
Mhm.
your business, your entity, which is called Third Ave, correct?
Yeah, Third Avenue Studios,
Yes,
and we call
Third
it an
Avenue Studios.
agency.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
we call it an
okay.
agency. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna put here your. Would you call it a digital creative agency?
Yes,
Okay, or
yes,
media or
yes, yes.
digital media agency.
Let's go with digital media agency. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
because yeah, our biggest thing right now is video production.
Okay. I'm going to put here, we're going to sketch new value proposition um, is business. Okay.
Yeah, just increase the light here. Maybe won't drop out of focus again.
Okay. Cool. All right. So got that out of the way. It's going to be cool when all of this kind of works out. So we talked about the passion. Tell me about COVID, right? COVID-19, and you said
Gosh.
it's not money, but it's these one-off projects.
Hmm.
Do you and you said muddy before. I'm going to use that word because you intuitively said it, but then you corrected yourself, and nothing's wrong with that. But I'm wondering, it, is it muddy because you already knew what your vision for Third Ave Studio was? What made it?
Yes.
Muddy. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
So talk
actually
about that.
that is it. Well, it's because
Okay.
some of these one-off projects are outside of
Mm,
our brand.
okay.
Because we're
Okay.
pushing, yeah, when we're pushing digital strategy, we're
Yeah.
pushing video production, social
Hmm.
media marketing, and social
Yeah.
media campaigns.
Yeah.
If the Since that's what we are, that's the desire. That's where we
Yeah.
want to completely focus. That's
Hmm.
the brand.
Okay.
So when we get other little projects, I mean, we've even got a few photography projects,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, and those are off brand, and that's
Gotcha.
and if we're going to use the term muddy because it kind of
Mm.
it just muddies the brand. It's like, okay, so what do you guys really
Yeah.
do? What are you
Yeah.
guys? What's your specialty? What's
Right. Right.
because we want when someone comes to your site, when someone
Yeah.
is looking at your services, there's no
Hmm.
confusion on what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So
go ahead.
talk about COVID now with your, how muddy did it get this year because of,
It got
just it's tough. It's been tough.
it so it could have got extremely muddy. What we
Okay.
end up what we ended up doing was kind of splitting things.
Mm.
So we
Okay.
started getting a lot of wedding videography inquiries, a lot of them.
Gotcha.
And my business partner,
Gotcha.
he was already doing weddings,
Mm,
and
mhm, mhm.
he actually has he has a love for them. He enjoys doing
Yeah.
them. So we kind of just steered all of that, directed all of that towards his.
Mm.
I'm not even going to let's call it a side hustle. We kind of like just started steering all
Okay.
that towards his side hustle.
Okay.
Um, so that helped. That helped a
Mm,
lot because
mhm.
let me see, we did 3 weddings
Okay.
over the course of this year. Um, so that could have really like, yo, what are you guys doing?
Derailed, right?
Um,
Derailed you guys.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
vision allowed you to really stay on course for what you knew that Third Ave was going to do, what they were going to produce.
Hmm.
Now this is interesting. What would you then say are because we're going to be talking about value proposition here. So during the COVID season, you're able to preserve the integrity of the brand even though you had to choose particular projects to stay afloat, right? That's just the reality.
Hmm.
But at the same time, you you are also trying to refine. You're trying to refine what the business is really going to
Hmm.
be specializing in. So let's talk about that. I'm gonna go ahead and let's um let's pull the screen up here and see if we can. So let's talk about this right quick, Brian.
Hmm.
So we have here, and I don't know if you know yet, but my handwriting is atrocious. So we have here Third Ave, right?
Uh-huh.
And what would you say are the core values of Third Ave? And don't worry, you don't have to, if they're not if they haven't been written down somewhere, that's okay. We're just kind of ideating here, so that we can kind of go through the process of just refining what the value proposition is. You chose not to do weddings, as as a
Hmm.
business model, but
Yeah.
it's opportunity just to generate income for a very particular reason. So, what would you say the values of Third Ave are? Like
Our
one word,
values.
Yeah. So let's say
One
like
word.
maybe three core values in one word for each of them.
Feeling.
I know. Okay, let's put that there. Feeling. I know I'm putting you on the spot here. We definitely didn't discuss discuss
Yeah,
this, but that's okay.
that's all right. No, this is good. This is good. So yeah, feeling, engagement,
Okay.
and scale.
Okay.
Write that down too.
I'm gonna put a question here on scale. Now, what
Hmm.
about feeling is this value for Third Ave? What does that entail?
Well, that's we want. So even on the website, we say
Mm.
that videos with feeling. That's what we want to create.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So
yeah,
let me rephrase.
videos that when you're watching one of our productions,
Mm.
you feel something.
Okay.
And we definitely want you to feel what's intended, but we want you
Yeah.
to feel something. Either
Okay.
it's some type of emotion, and not whether it's emotion, but we want you to feel the type of emotion that's going to make you react.
Okay.
So after you see
Um.
the video, we want you
Okay.
to follow someone. We want you to get up and go do something. Depending on the client, we want you to purchase something. We want you to visit
Right.
somewhere. We want you to call a number. We want you to have this feeling that
Gotcha.
almost pushes you to do
Okay.
something. Yeah.
Okay. So we have feeling. Okay, that's good. Engagement. What does when you thought about engagement, what was that about?
I guess this goes more with our social media campaigns. Um,
Okay.
but we want people to want to talk to the company, the client, let's say. We want people to want
Okay.
to engage with the client. We want them to,
Okay.
again, we want them to click on something, call someone, go somewhere. We want it to be engaging. Um, so I mean that's like I guess those two things are what every
Hmm.
advertising marketing video, well, maybe not video, but
Hmm.
this is the goal.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
what you want. You want someone to take action on something. So
Right. Right. Take action.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. And now for scale. What did you think
we
about that?
want well with that, with any of our strategies that we're using, we want you to be able to
Hmm.
grow.
Okay.
If we're going to sit down with uh, someone and we're going to start talking about their social media, talking about a social media campaign,
Yeah.
we want this campaign to grow
Mhm.
something, and
Okay.
we want your business to grow. That's the big
Mhm.
thing right there. We don't just want to come in. We sit down with you just to. It's very funny. I was actually speaking with someone about their social media account on Instagram.
Mhm.
It was a real
Mhm.
estate agent, and we were like well, I was telling them that one of the biggest things about real estate, especially on social media, is a lot
Mm.
of people kind of like go there just to see the pretty houses.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
if that's what people are doing, you're not really
Mhm.
growing. Yeah, you
Mhm.
might get a ton of likes on this $1 million property, but how
Right.
is that growing your business? How is this
Mm.
growing your leads?
Right. Right.
Where are you growing? How are you able to scale from this?
Mm.
Because people just, and I'm going to change my words that I was just thinking about. People that are not in the proper income bracket, they're
Mhm.
going to like pretty pictures no matter what.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
The
they
cheaper
they they
client.
just
Just call
want,
them what it are. Call them
yeah,
what they
but
are. Well,
well,
I shouldn't say the cheaper client because they wouldn't be clients, right? But
yeah,
the prospects or the people with lower budgets. So those are
yeah,
like
that see, yeah, yeah, yeah,
the window
yeah.
shoppers.
The window shoppers, yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna like. They're
Yeah.
gonna say, "Oh my gosh, that's a beautiful house." Oh,
Yeah.
look at the interior. Oh my gosh, the bathrooms are
Right.
great. I can put my whole family in that tub. But
It's the
that's
same thing in real life, right? When there's an open house, they just come in,
yeah,
and especially if they
yeah, yeah,
know the
yeah.
kind of open houses, they'll come in for the snacks, they'll come in for the staging,
Exactly.
and they
Exactly. I
will
still I
leave.
still do that right now. So yeah,
It's just one of
I
those things. It's
do.
like a
Yeah,
residential mall experience. Okay, so
exactly.
here's my first challenge. Here's my first challenge for us. When I'm looking at the values, this is more so what you want to happen versus who are, what Third Ave is. So what we can do is, and this might shift a little bit, get to like a value proposition design today, but
Hmm.
what we can start drilling down into is, okay, what about Third Ave um, creates and why we believe that videos should have feeling. What about Third Ave makes us want to have this idea of connectivity, and what makes us want to scale? As a matter of fact, I wish I had it with me. We have brand archetypes. Oh my goodness, brand archetypes are like the best thing to work with, because based on the brand archetype, we are able to really figure out our strengths, figure out our weaknesses, and we can go from there. As a matter of fact, let me see if, man, I'm tempted. I'm tempted. Let's hold on.
Hmm.
Give
Hmm.
me 1 second. Why not? Let's do this. I'm heading to the desk right now. Pull these out. He no longer has these. They are out of
Okay.
print. So this could be
Okay.
secret sauce one. This could be my secret sauce. He even told me, "Hey, feel free to duplicate them if you want." Um, so there are so many books out there. Here's the first thing that I would suggest, Brian. I
Sure.
would suggest the first thing that we do is we drill down into what is, now. There's so many ways to do this, but we're gonna take those emotions that you just talked about. No, not those emotions. Those values that you talked about, and
Hmm.
we're going to bring it all down to your brand archetype. Oh, wait, I'm not
Okay.
sharing the screen, am I? Let me share the screen. Hold on. Like, okay. So, and I'm going to put brand here because, okay. So, the brand archetype. With the brand archetype, there are a few things that you'll be able to understand about yourself. Here's the first one. And I enjoy doing this with individuals or with businesses because it's just so eye opening. You're going
Hmm.
to have your
Hmm.
strengths. You're going to understand your weaknesses. You will develop values. Now, you don't have to adopt all of the values, but typically, with a lot of these systems, um, and you know me and systems, I love systems. It's going to
Hmm. Hmm.
allow you to reflect on not just values but your personality. So I'm gonna bring out a few just because you mentioned them. I'm gonna bring out a few right now, and I'm gonna name them, and let's see if they they come up. I gotta shout my man out. He's probably never gonna see this, but Jonah Sachs, man, he's the guy. He's the guy. He has these cards, and he was like, listen, you know what? You don't have to, he was like, listen, I don't got them in print, but hey, you can do them over if you want. And I'm like, oh, okay, man, that's what's up. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. So I have here the magician.
Okay.
Excuse me. The magician says, we are born believing in miracles. When reason tells a child she has reached the limits of what can be done, she utters magic words, believing she can transform the world. As adults,
Hmm.
we still cling to a belief in transcendence, even if our magic words are silenced. But you see no reason to settle for what others say can or can't be done. Let me read that again. But you see no reason to settle for what others say can or can't be done. You are, here's the personality, creative, irreverent, and energetic. You
Hmm.
believe that imagination and play can move mountains, reveling in surprising and delighting those around you. Here are your weaknesses, what do you call them? The shadows. Around you hangs the air of mystery, and to some it may smell of fraud. It's interesting, right? The
Hmm.
magician, the weak side could be, he's a charlatan. Here are the key values: optimism, fun, vision, imagination. Now I'm gonna, when we settle on one B, I'm gonna go ahead and make it more specific so that you can on to these. But that's the first one. I think
All right.
magician resonated. The next one is peacemaker. I don't think peacemaker is you guys. Detective, no, not you guys. The captain, maybe. We'll see. Because remember, you're saying that you want people to make a decision. You Let's take a look here. I want to zoom into it. Your
Hmm.
your your values that you mentioned dealt with feeling, but to react, to make something happen, and engagement. And I
Mm,
wrote here connectivity, like you, because once again, you want them to take action. So it's like these two were connected here. And then you want them to grow and scale their business. So I have one here that might be able to do that. But I'm gonna save that one for last. Um, but I definitely think that curiosity is a part of of uh of yours. Okay. Let's narrow it down to three. We
all
have the
right.
magician, we have the captain, and we have the muse. So we said the magician, here's the captain. Now, in a in an actual, in a session where we'd have time, we'd be able to go through the whole thing. We'd pick
Mm-hmm.
apart, we do the whole nine. Obviously, we can't do this for time's sake, but just going off of what you're saying and just some of the experience that I have, I think these are maybe your top three. So here's the captain. It is the rare hero who can accept the call to adventure. I love the hero's journey when it
Mm-hmm.
is but a whisper in a dream. But when called forth by a bold and decisive leader, heroes seem to appear everywhere. As the captain, it falls to you to bring out heroic action and
Mm,
steadfastly guide those who choose to follow. The greatest strength comes from the trust you inspire, and that is built from a clarity of vision and an ability to make yourself understood. Personality, you are idealistic, confident, tireless, and brave. And while the door is open to you to revel in glory and power, you do not lose sight of your true goal, which is to empower those around you to become leaders themselves. It's the growth piece that I'm
mm.
thinking, talking about scale. So, the shadow, you must resist the constant temptation to hold too tightly to power and to issue orders. If
Mm-hmm.
you cannot,
Yeah.
you will become a tyrant. Values, here we go: trust, vision, encouragement, empowerment. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't mix, right? I've used this
Mm-hmm.
for my own
Mm-hmm.
personality, and I've used the architect and the alchemist, and I've blended the values together. But it's good to keep it as consistent as possible so that you don't have multiple personality. When people show up
Yeah.
at the brand, they should always show up knowing that you are the captain, or maybe you can be the magical captain. But the point is, you want to keep it, you want to keep it consistent. Okay, here's the muse, and I really think you resonated with the captain so far. But here's the muse.
Yes, yes, that's the one. I was thinking we can stop right there. That's the one I
Oh,
want.
okay, let's do it.
Because that one
Let's do
that
it.
one sounds great. I
Good,
like that one. That one sounds
good.
good. But we can
And
but for go ahead.
no, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying for the session's sake, we can go through the other
This
two, but
session,
I've
this
already
session
made
is
my choice.
super. Hey, this session is super organic, so we
Okay,
don't have to
cool.
go any further.
Got
This
you. All
this
right.
could
All
be it.
right. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna keep this one. We're gonna keep the captain, and now think about the values now. So remember how you had feeling, engagement, scale. Now think
Mm-hmm.
about how we've shifted the values from. Let's see if I can find this here. From feeling, engagement, and scale to trust, vision, courage, and empowerment. Now, why is that important? What we just ended up doing, you're going to love this, Brian. What we just ended up
Mm-hmm.
doing
Mm-hmm.
was we shifted. Now, remember, of course, this is about you, but we shifted the values from being only about who you are, and in a sense, kind of like in a task oriented way. Like, you want the people to feel something, you want them to engage, you want them to grow into who. And this isn't even really who you are. These are really objectives, right? You want to emote a
Mm-hmm.
feeling, you want to now
Yeah.
who you actually are. You value trust. We want to be considered trustworthy. Why do you want to be considered trustworthy? Because if we can gain your trust, and if you can gain the trust of your clients that we'd be, campaigning for on your behalf, then you can get them to feel something. You
Mhm.
can get
Mhm.
people to
Mhm.
feel anything, but they don't necessarily have to trust you. You can manipulate people into feeling something.
Yep.
Your
Very
purpose
true.
isn't just feeling for feeling's sake, it's for being authentic in your trust so that you can get them to feel anything that you create, whether if it's for social media or a website. Okay, here's the next one. You already got me excited. Engagement. Okay, so engagement. You said it's getting leads to engage with the company that that your client would be connecting with, getting them to interact, to connect, getting
Mhm.
them to
Mhm.
take action. So when I look at encouragement and not encouragement, but courage and empowerment, your values of being the captain, going out, not just leading the helm. That's really the pioneer who goes out first and then says, okay, guys, come along. But the captain guides everyone with them, takes everyone with them on the journey. You do
Mhm.
this by engaging them, but instilling the courage in the videos, in call to actions. There's a and let's I want to just do a quick definition of courage: the ability to just do something that frightens someone, the strength in the face of pain
Mm.
or grief, right? And so you're able to do that, and you can engage people and connect and help them to take action in spite of what they're going. Listen, this is now you can see how you begin to flesh out what Third Ave it becomes
Yeah.
from
I
to
like
like
this is
more of
good.
a who, right? And here's the big piece here. Oh man, vision. Now you're not just telling people to scale to for scale's sake. You give them a vision so that they want to scale. See, here's the thing. And I don't know much about the digital media world, and that's why, we hire people like you because, you're the expert, right? Here's the
Mm.
thing.
Mhm.
You can create all of the campaigns that you want, and they can have as many uh um uh uh, uh what are the analytics for engagements, not CPMs. I guess it would be CPMs, but
Yeah, that's one.
it can, you know what, let's forgive my ignorance, it can go viral. Let's
Mhm.
go viral, right? And viral multiple times. Let's say your rate of virility is like COVID status. Like it is just ridiculous how you
Just
create a
all over the place.
campaign and it's just, yes. And what they won't get though is they'll be connected to a viral campaign versus being a scalable business. And so
Mhm.
they're always going to come to you. Mind you, that's what you do, right? You're supposed to be helping them with media, but it's like they'll be looking at the media when you're really trying to get them to look past the media. Media is what we help you
Yeah.
do, but it's got to be in the framework of a viable business model. Now,
Mhm.
your
Mhm.
job isn't to fix their business model, but you would at least know enough so that they realize, okay, maybe we just don't need another campaign. Maybe we need to fix something here in the business model canvas so that when we do our next campaign, the ROI or the I think it's called the DROI, I think it is, the digital, it's like a
Mhm.
small, it's like a lowercase dr, would be off the charts because we fix
Yeah.
something in the business, not the advertising. So those are your four, man. Your four are right here:
Yeah.
trust,
Yeah. That's
vision,
good.
courage, and empowerment. Now, let's do this just for the sake of exercises, and then we'll wrap this up. And I think this is what's cool. We don't have to just stop here. We can connect again sometime in the future, Brian, and we can just keep
Mhm.
building on this thing.
Oh yeah, man.
So you've got you've got trust, you've got, what did we say? Vision,
Vision
you've got courage. Now,
and empowerment.
before looking at these four, what do you think your statement would have been? What do you think your pitch would have been if you had feeling, engagement, and scale? Now you mentioned here videos with feeling, right?
Mhm.
That was a kind of a tagline. I can guarantee you that's going to
Yeah.
change. So let's work with that. When you had the original values of feeling, engagement, and scale, what was your 30-second, not even 30-second, but your 10-second pitch? We do blank, or we are blank. What did that look like? What did and don't go too far. Don't try to make it up in a sense where tell me what you've already have shared with clients when you get them on the phone, you get them in an email, they're inquiring, and you tell them this is who we are and this is what we can do for you.
Oh, well, that's we create videos, or let's say, let's kind of take one step back. We help you realize your vision to create videos that create feeling to help you engage with your audience.
Okay. So we create videos that um let's I want to shorten it here. So let's say that let's go with that that boosts
Engagement.
yeah, audience engagement, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So that would have been the original.
Yes.
Now take a look at these. Trust, vision, courage, empowerment. What do you think it would be now? Now you don't have to use the words, but just think
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
these four, and there's no right or wrong answer per se. There's just uh, refining. We can continue to refine this, but it can take some time. Don't worry. Uh, I don't think there's anything wrong with awkward pauses in
Awkward.
this, because we need time to think. We need time to cogitate and to
Hmm.
really
Hmm.
figure this out. Trust, vision, courage, and empowerment. And this is like some of the makings of what your brand storytelling would actually be about.
Yeah. Okay.
What you got?
All right, let's try this right off the dome.
Okay,
So
I'm ready.
we create.
Oh, whoops!
I
I
don't even
want to
want
put
to. I
this
don't
in
want to use
green. Then
that. Let's just. We create videos.
hmm we create
We create
videos.
videos We create videos that build trust
Okay.
and give your audience the courage to take action
Audience, the courage, take act.
Yeah, that's where I am right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What if we?
I don't
This is
like
this
that.
is good. This is now. I I say it's good because it's a start, right? You don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't like
Okay.
it either. Let me
No,
tell
no, no,
you.
no, 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 no.
But let me show you something. Let me show you something. And
Uh-huh.
this is how we get better. So instead of saying you create videos that give your audience, we're going to talk to them directly. So instead of your
Mm-hmm.
audience, we're going to say it's going to be you. We want to talk to your client, not your client's clients. Instead of create videos, we want to maybe insert something in here that's more character related, more the word escapes me right now, but we don't want it to be about product versus the for lack
Well,
of a better,
we talk a lot about our client's story.
right.
We try to give this story.
So
Uh,
let's, how about we do this? I
yeah.
like this word right here. What if we said we give you the courage to create. Listen, this may be
Hmm.
totally wrong, but we give you the courage
Go
to
ahead.
create magic. I don't know, like, but
What?
what you're doing is, what you're
But
doing is,
that's not terrible.
now it could be anything else,
That's
right?
not
It can,
terrible. Hmm,
it doesn't
hmm.
have to be magic, but but it's something that it's empowering, and it has the word courage. And once again, your statement doesn't even need to have these words.
It doesn't
And
have the words. Yeah.
right, and for a really beautiful value proposition statement, actually goes something like this. And let me see um if I can pull this up to show you what a value proposition statement um looks like.
Yeah.
So a value proposition statement, and for this one, I'm just gonna write it out because it's just it's just a little bit more efficient at this point. Give me 1 second here. Um, let's go big and let's go in the middle. Oh wow, okay. I guess we're gonna go big and in the middle. Value proposition statement, and this is kind of like a formula that
Hmm.
I've pulled it from, and I used it often. This is from same people that make the business model canvas. They've got a suite of books.
Okay. Yeah.
Alexander, I think it's Oster Walder, the Strategizer Company. So this is what it looks like. Oh man, if you could
Okay.
see that. Our blank product or service
Hmm.
helps your target customer to who you got to figure out what their need is
Yeah.
by reducing a pain and
I remember this.
by increasing a benefit.
A benefit. I
If
remember
we
this.
can if we can get them right, so right now what you're saying is our videos. Now it can be videos. Like if that's what the specific thing is, that's great, because now you've already narrowed down. Listen, yeah, we do social media campaigns, but they're videos. We do videos. Boom. Okay. So
Hmm.
our videos, or even if it wasn't a product or but a service, our video editing capability, whatever it is, helps. And you got to get real specific. So I'm obviously, in order for us to get specific, we first, which we have started to do, we get specific about who we are first as a company. What do we value?
Yeah.
Because your values will tend to weed out who you don't want to work with. It's easier to,
Yes.
kind of work that way, because
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
value courage, you and think about it, right? If you value courage, why do you want to work with a company that um either lacks the courage and doesn't want it, or it's like you're not a coach. You're a
Hmm.
you're a digital media consultant. Your job is
Yeah.
not to
Yeah. Yeah.
coach the no. So you would find, and unless you build a service around that, right? Helping people to get the courage, and then now that you have the courage, get our video service. But the point is, you get right to the heart of the matter. That's how come I love David C. Baker. He's like, listen, if you don't have, I'm not your mother. I can't give you the confidence, to be the
Hmm,
consultant you
hmm.
should be. But what I can do is give you enough market acceptance to realize how valuable you actually are. But I'm not going to spend the rest of this book in his book Expertise, the business on expertise, to talk about boosting you up. He's like, no, no, if you're not there yet, get there, then read this book. But the point is this. The point is your values will start to, in a sense, instinctively, intuitively shape who your target customers are. But then you really have to do
Yeah.
the work to drill down and do the research and all of that. But then by doing that, you figure out what they actually need, what they desire, what they want, and what's preventing them from getting there, right? The jobs to be done, the obstacles that are preventing them from getting there, and then the added benefits after it's done, the sense of completion. What do, beyond just money, I mean, obviously cost savings and all of that is great, building revenue, but it's got to be more, right? There's got to be
Yeah.
more than just an increase in, CPMs, and I only use CPMs because that's all I really know right now off the top of my head. But the analytics,
Yeah.
right? What's necessary, and yeah. So that's, and I think B, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up from there, the next time that
Okay.
we do this. But we
Yeah.
have successfully today, at least, shifted from refining, from the values being about action, about doing, getting the client to do something, to who you actually are. That's beautiful. You're about trust,
Yeah, that's
vision,
good.
courage, empowerment. And then we can start working on what does that look like? What is the value proposition that's, we go from saying we create videos, we do that, but
Yeah.
you then would say, but what we really want to do is we want to give you the courage to create something. So, obviously here it'd be like our videos help real estate agents who need to sell houses. I'm just going based on our, the discussion earlier when you're
Yep.
talking about by uh uh removing their anxiety for posting on Instagram. and,
Yeah.
and increasing their ability to post houses that people will show up to. That's a very long proposition. Obviously, it'll be cleaned up. But you have just successfully, in that statement, said we are focusing on Instagram real estate
Yeah.
agents.
Real estate
That,
agents. Yeah.
that's yeah.
No, this
That's who
this
we
is
want.
good because this we want to offer more. You know,
Yeah. Right.
video is, like I said, it's about 80 for 85% of what we
Mm.
have been doing, but we want to do more. We want
Yes.
to work with different clients. We also want to be able to work with other creatives in
Right.
our space as well. So we want to do more than just video, even though again it's the biggest thing that we got going or that's working right now.
Okay. Okay. Which is good, right? Because you have this, there's a strength. I think, and it's important to build it around, what you're
Yeah,
already doing. And that is a strength that you have. I mean, I've seen your work. It's exceptional,
I
and I don't
appreciate
want to use
that.
the word great. So, it's cliche, but man, it's exceptional work. People can not everybody can do video production at that level with the
Mm.
resources. I mean, just imagine, because Third Ave is a fledgling company, right? So you don't have the 4K red. What is it called? Is it the Canon red or something like that? Like,
No,
those
no,
kind
no.
of.
It's the red. It's the red. The
Oh,
red.
oh, the red. Oh, because
Yeah,
it's just
yeah. Red,
as you can
red
see.
camera.
All right.
Red camera.
Yeah, like, bruh, and so there are companies that have that and they don't even know how to use it properly. But as Third Ave is growing, you're using the resources that you already have and you're producing amazing work. So it's not even, and we know this is not even about the equipment. The equipment, though,
It's
man,
not.
it takes it to a level.
Yeah, the
But you
equipment
built
makes
the
it fun.
skill set. Yes. Right. And I
Equipment
like
makes
the
it
word.
fun.
And in Dessicum, I chose the magician because it had the word fun in there. Because that's one of the values, right? It has to be, there has to be a level of, and you called it passion, but yeah, man, you have to enjoy it. There has to be a level of fun to
Yeah,
do this kind of
yeah.
work. And so, yeah, so we're not gonna focus just on the proposition statement, and maybe the next session that we do. I want us to
hmm
really kind of massage this idea,
Yeah,
really figure out
I
and
like that.
and, and hunker down in the trust, the vision, the encouragement, the empowerment, and then really figure out, what do you really want them to do? What do you really want your customers? And here's the thing, value proposition is great, but what I think is more important here is, what do you want them to become?
Yeah.
So if you get the courage to create or to produce, or whatever the word is going to be there, you now are creating, or you are now are working with courageous clients. Wow. And you can now this so now you can start setting up, you can creating qualifying, a list of qualifying questions on how courageous the client might be,
Yeah.
or maybe,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you can
Yeah. Yeah.
even
Yeah.
start upselling, right? Because now it's like, okay, they're not fully courageous to take on the consulting that we want just yet, but we have a service, or we have a training that'll take them through this process, that will allow them to be able to go ahead and then get to that point,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now it's like you've already now put them in one category, and you're able to pay. They need to pay for that service. So it's not like you're wasting time, spending
Mm-hmm.
time getting them
Yeah.
to say yes to your campaigns. You now have I don't know what we would call it, but an empowerment program or something. I don't know, where you don't even see them.
Empowerment
You
program.
got somebody who's like, hey, listen, we love you, but you need some work. Boom. Go see Joanne.
Mm-hmm.
She got after you go ahead and pass this, whatever it is, the assessment, whatever, come talk to us. You know, and then, because now starting to help them to see who they are as a company. Now
Yeah.
you can start instilling a vision and all of that while you're building the campaigns for them. What you don't want is to create campaigns for companies that are blind to themselves, because at the end of the day, you will be frustrated as a Third Avenue Studios entity. You're going to be frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to
Yeah.
feel like you're creating media for companies that just don't get it for themselves, and then you're gonna be stuck trying to get them to get it. Not even your
Yeah.
media, but and you don't want that. You want to be
Yeah.
in a
Yeah. Yeah.
place
Yeah. Yeah.
position where you allow
Yeah.
them to say, here, we get it, we are on the
Yeah.
same page, let's move forward. Brian, this was
Because
great. This
that's
was a
that's
great
crazy
session.
frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't even have to
It
know to
is.
know,
It
right?
is.
We just know that
Yeah. It
based on
is.
this
It
framework
is.
alone, you're gonna get people that are like that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is really good. I think that we should
Yeah, man.
probably add on to this, and obviously there's going to be work being done in between. So by the time
Oh
we
yeah.
connect to another one of these, you might say, "Listen, I'm way past value prop design. I'm on to something else." Hey, that's the point. That's the point. So, yeah. How about so let me go back here. I want us to get back to our full screen. Okay, so just tell us what's going on in your life right now. Anything that you wanna share with us? What's happening? What maybe current projects you might be working on? Shameless plug time before we log out.
Shameless
Uh,
plug time.
yeah, just let the people know where they can reach you. Just anything that you want them to know. Uh, this is your time to shine.
Again, right now, our passion is right there with video production and social media marketing. And you can check us out at
Okay.
Third Avenue Studio. And that's where you can see the different projects that we've already worked on. And it's Third Avenue Studios on all other social media platforms. Um, but yeah, that's what we're doing right now. We are heavy in video production right now.
All right. All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Ryan, it was a pleasure connecting with you. And
Oh man,
this is gonna
always.
this is going to be great. I can't wait to see how Third Ave just unfolds and begins to flourish as your value proposition, and just even the strengths that you guys already have. You guys triple down on that and just add value to your customers. So
Oh yeah.
this is Sketcher Strategy Session 3. We out.
Thanks for having me, man.
No problem, man. Okay. I'm gonna end. Okay, I'm gonna end the broadcast, and then I'm gonna call you.
All right.